we're not sure why the sniper team inside the building doesn't just go and check the roof of their own building. But some guys who are on the ground, one officer hoists the other officer on his shoulders so he can, it's not that high of a building, to say, hey, take a look up there. And they couldn't find any ladder from their vantage point. They go up there. Officer sees Crooks. Crooks turns, trains the rifle directly at the officer. Officer ducks down. And we're told that, again, based off of this officer's reporting, that at that moment, Crooks swings the rifle back around and begins firing at Trump. So this wasn't a situation where he was sitting there, lying in wait, totally unintercepted, and fires the shots. We're told that those shots ring out within seconds of him switching his sight picture back and forth from the officer back to Trump.
So I think, again, as a non-expert, but a lifelong shooter, I think that's a pretty adult shot. Do you? I mean, you're in the military.
Being able to switch the sight picture that far at that range, maintain your cool, and still get off a shot which has a little bit of connection to the ear that's a fantastic shot.
Oh, it is, right? Okay, good. I'm glad someone said. I keep hearing, everyone on television's like been in, Delta Force or something, and they're all crazy accomplished shooters. But for a non-veteran with no law enforcement background to make a shot like that strikes me as
although I would say
amazing.
The one thing that I would just add though is that in the military, and I wasn't like some sniper or anything, but very basic level of training, and some mountain training and stuff like that. That you're not trained to go for headshots. You're trained to aim center mass.
That's right, of course.
And that's any basic firearms course is going to train you center mass. Why? Because the heads turn.
Yeah.
So the head turns, the head moves around. That being said,
it's a smaller target.
It's a smaller target, center mass. You've got your central nervous system. So you've got the brain stem, you've got your spinal column, you've got lungs, you've got heart, you've got all sorts of important real estate right here. So as long as you're somewhere along that parallel axis, you're gonna more than likely hit something. And you've got more of a sight picture. So you've got target-rich environment if you're going for center mass. And to this point, I have not seen reporting on whether or not Trump was actually wearing a bulletproof vest that day. I don't think he was.
He was not shot in the chest, by the way. There was early speculation that he was. I asked him directly. He said he wasn't.
Well, and that was something with Reagan, too, because Reagan does get hit. And at first they thought it wasn't that bad, but later it turned out there was internal bleeding and there was just other stuff that was going on.
So how, from the video we have all seen, the counter sniper, Secret Service counter sniper is lying prone, and he clearly has the shooter in his glasses. He's looking at him. He does not shoot the sniper until after the sniper has shot Trump. How could a Secret Service counter sniper look at a man with a rifle 140 yards away and not shoot him? I don't understand that.
So two schools of thought. One option is he thought it was a police officer. Because remember, the local police are supposed to have control of this building, and they don't have any communications with local police. And there have been so many times, Tucker, at events where someone from one agency, because they're dealing with these augments, they're dealing with people from, and there's a ton of HSI from Homeland Security that are there. There's a ton of these other local agents. You've got multiple agencies going around, which even worse at the RNC, but I think there was like 130 different agencies that were at the RNC represented. So if you don't have good communications because you didn't go to the meeting, then you have no way of knowing, hey guys, do you have someone on that building or not? Because I see someone with a rifle, doesn't look like a police officer, and he's aiming his rifle at the president. Yeah, so the question, Tucker, though, is if you know that at that point, why isn't your first call to your detail sitting right with the president and say, hold him? Don't let him go on that stage.
There's a guy with a rifle pointed at the stage? Yeah,
Which, by the way, I mean, we've all been at Trump events or whatever politician events where they show up a couple of minutes late. Like it's never been a place taking pictures. They're talking to somebody, whatever.
So who are these? I mean, have we heard from the counter sniper team?
From the Secret Service?
Yeah.
No.